Guys, it's Miss Newsharp coming at you with your next code.org lesson. So this week is a pretty short lesson, but it is a little bit more complicated. So we've been talking a lot about loops and how they help you shorten your code but allow you to repeat things over and over as many times as you need. Well, this time we're going to be doing nested loops. So for those of you who don't know, a nested loop is basically a loop within a loop, or a loop inside a loop. So for example, we've been doing a lot of things, a lot of coding with those stairs that you've been seeing, where it's literally like you're coding going what looks like going down a set of stairs, or a giant square or a giant rectangle. A nested loop allows you to kind of set all of your code up at once and then just loop it. So it sounds complicated. It kind of is, but we can get through it together. So make sure you're paying attention and really thinking this through, and let's get started. All right, so it says draw a hexagon with 50 pixels long sides. So to draw a hexagon, you'll need to move forward by 50 pixels, turn right by 60 degrees, and repeat a total of 6 times. So we're going to do exactly what they say. So we're going to move forward by 50. We're going to turn right by 60. And we're going to repeat that all 6 times. Okay. Fantastic. All right. So after your hexagon, turn right by 60 degrees, then draw a line that is 150 pixels long. It says finish by putting Elsa back in the center of the play area using jump to middle center position. So remember, this whole loop right here is your hexagon. Okay? So it says after that hexagon, so outside the loop, you're going to turn right by 60 degrees, and then you're going to draw a line, or remember, move forward, because remember, moving forward means you draw a line. Jumping means that you do not draw a line behind you. So you're going to move forward, oopsies, by 150 pixels. So 150. Okay, so that's this line of directions. And then at the very end, it says finish by putting her in the middle by using the jump to middle center. Okay, so again, this is one where it's a lot of making sure you follow directions and take your time. Okay, so we're going to hit run. Good. All right, so next up, to turn this code into a snowflake, nest all of this code inside another repeat loop and run it a total of 6 times. So again, we're going to make this a nested loop, which is a loop inside a loop. So we're going to take all of this and disconnect it from when run, put it all inside one extra loop. So see how this is kind of nested in there. It's kind of sitting in there. And then they want it to run another 6 times. Okay. So this is the basic of what a nested loop looks like. Sometimes it'll look like this, other times it'll have extra code attached to it, but it's always some sort of loop within a loop. And there's no limit to how many loops you can have. So you could have a loop inside this second one too, or you could have another one underneath it. You could have another loop here if you needed to, okay? It's completely up to the code you're trying to create. So now we're going to run it. Slow it down a little bit so you can see it pop up. So see how it's actually running multiple times. So it runs this loop. So it runs this loop and then follows this. Runs this loop again, follows it. So it's a bit more complicated, but it's absolutely doable. You guys are smart cookies. All right, so let's make our snowflake special. So it says what do you need to add? Where do you need to add code if you want to draw a tiny square on the tip of each long line? Okay, so remember this long line right here, right where I'm pointing, is after this move forward of 150 pixels. Okay, so we're going to be adding something there. So we could add a loop in there to create a square. So, well, you know what I should say. Make sure the directions don't say, oh, Miss Newshar, you forgot to read the instructions. I'm always telling you guys, and I forgot to check. Okay, so it says each side should be 15 pixels long, turn by 90 degrees, and repeat those actions 4 times. So we were on the right track. So we need to use a repeat block to create a square. So move forward by, it says 15 pixels. So 15. And then a right turn of, they said 90 degrees because all squares have a 90 degree. And then this needs to be repeated 4 times. 4 times, not 5. So this is going to go between move forward and jump to the middle center. So now we have this outside loop. That means we do all of this code 6 times. So this first loop here is our hexagon. Then we move forward, or we turn, we move forward, and we create our square, and then we jump back to the middle. And we do all of that 6 times. So it's complicated, but it's completely doable. So each of these is like a step. So let's run it and see what we got. Looks pretty good so far. Fabulous. Let's move on. All right, so now this is where you can get as artistic as you'd like. So I'm going to let you finish this up on your own. Try changing the shapes or the length of the lines to make this your own. They also have the set color, so you could absolutely put this in here and change it to purple and just change that. You could make these lines 100 pixels. You can change the angles, any of those things you wish to try. It's all up to you. They don't have any suggestions on at the bottom, but you can do anything that you think looks right. And if you get stuck on what angles you can use, you can use this drop-down menu to help you figure out what angles are possible. So I'll leave you to do that one on your own. And then now you're going to do this one by skating in a zigzag. So to do this, it gives you exactly what to do. So take your 150 pixel line right here and change it into 6 lines of 25 pixels. Then you're going to turn by 45 degrees. Okay? So it's going to take you some time, but try and figure out how to make this zigzag happen. Okay? So take your time, really think through it. Look at what code you've got and what you can change. All right? All right, so do your best. This is due Friday, but do your best. Have fun with it. And please, please, please message me with any questions you have. I'm happy to help. And I will talk to you guys soon. Happy coding.